last night, just about freestanding water everywhere. So we'll be hydroplaning and all wicked down the front straight. What can I say? It's wet. It's pretty much who has the biggest balls, who wants to push it that little bit further, and usually it comes down to who hasn't crashed wins the race. So we're planning on keeping it on 2 wheels.
So we are going to figure it out to put a good setup for wet track. Maybe at the race it's gonna be dry, but we don't know yet. So we have to be prepared for the race.
Saturday, second day in Homestead. Started raining very hard since yesterday, so we're just hanging out, I guess. Practice in about 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna let somebody go out first to see if I go out.
Love this kid, he's fast in the rain, but he's still going. Look here, he's 3.5, 4 seconds ahead of the next guy.
The Superbikes did 41s yesterday when it was less wet.
I love the rain.
My session's up in 40 minutes, and we're gonna try going out in case it's a wet race for us. So I'd rather get some track time than not. But you know, today's goal was for qualifying 2 was to go out and actually improve and get some spots closer to the front. But you know, in the wet, we're not going to improve our lap time from yesterday, so that's tomorrow. But you know, wet race is always fun. We'll just see how it goes.
After all the changes we made yesterday, I'm pretty confident that we can do well in qualifying today if it dries out. I mean, right now it's just going to be a waiting game to see what AMA decides to do, but with the rain right now, see what happens. I think it'd be an interesting track to try in the rain, but with all the walls and whatnot, it's going to be pretty difficult. So we'll see what happens and go from there.
I'm Robert Ward with the Triple Crown Industries, NewDrivers.com race team, getting prepared for our race, making some final adjustments, making sure the riders are comfortable with their setups, and just really getting ready to go out and do our thing.
For the race, I was really nervous. I mean, since I know it's my home track, the start went well. I went all the way to 5th, and I just put my mind, just follow somebody and just go as fast as I can the whole race. When I passed Rispoli, my visor came up and I just flapped it down to see if it just stayed down, and coming out of turn 8, I just saw a piece of it just flying around, and it was bothering me, like my eyes were getting all the wind going into my eyes, so I just said I had to break it off, and in the main straightaway I just snapped it off. I couldn't see my braking spots, I could barely see over my helmet, so I mean, Rispoli just passed me and I was just following him because it was just really hard for me to see. The team knee draggers worked really hard. We all my mechanics, we all worked really hard.
So today in the morning was raining quite a bit, and I went out just so in case it was a rain race, you know, I wanted to be prepared and have a good setup. So I went out in the rain and we felt okay, but the race ended up being dry, and I was pretty happy about that because I knew I had a good setup and I was excited. I don't know what happened. We had an electrical issue in the race though, and so we came in and that was just the end of it for today. So we have one more race tomorrow, and I'm hoping they'll figure out the issue so we can have some fun.
Today went well. We started the race pretty decent. I got a good start finally, first good start of the season, so that went well, and then the race just continuously got better and better, and we ended up finishing 9th today. The team and I worked really well, made some good progress with the bike. I think that we have a lot more to work with tomorrow and setups and see what happens with the race tomorrow. We have a couple things to try in the morning warm-up, so hopefully we can make some progress for tomorrow's race.
We finally find a good position on the grid. We were on 3rd row,
I had a good start. I was like 7th or 8th, fighting at the beginning of the race very hard with those guys in front, with JD Beach and Gagne. And I made a couple of mistakes because the rear tire, I was having some problem with the rear tire, was spinning a lot on the brakes, sliding like crazy. But I feel like I can do it better for tomorrow. We are gonna change some setup for the bike, and I hope it works.
Started out wet, had a pretty good rain practice, felt pretty good in the rain. It's uncharacteristic. I usually hate the rain, but it was all right. And then going into the race, we felt we had a pretty good setup, but turns out the track got really greasy, like really greasy, about a second to 2 seconds off of what we could do around here. And I think we just didn't have the correct, I mean, we were close, but we didn't have the correct setup for the really greasy track. So we're gonna adjust and get it tomorrow.